these were things that at least I felt totally unprepared.
Totally. So be faster, banks.
Be slower, startup. No. But tell the chicken story. Why is there a chicken in the back? You want to tell it. I always say, have the heads in the clouds, but the feet on the ground. Yeah. I should start?
You should start.
Yeah. I'm Friedhelm. I'm one of the founders and co-CEO of Fincite. And for the last 10 years, I've been working at Fincite.
So same here. I'm Ralf. I'm one of the founders and co-CEO of Fincite. And today we take a short trip down memory lane on the company's history.
Let's start. Let's see what's awaiting us. Ooh.
Yeah,
that's where it all started, man.
This was the first notary appointment. Faces full of conviction.
Yeah.
And Stefan,
just the face.
just the face with a smile. We had really little doubt about that it's gonna work.
I put on my WhatsApp status, let's go big, the rocket.
Yeah, the rocket, yeah, I recall.
And ever since I haven't changed it.
I don't know, it was pretty clear. So I
think the goals were smaller.
Yeah.
I think they became bigger over time, but I think there was always the conviction that it would be something successful. We would make something successful. Next one. That was Deutsche Bank times. Yeah. Was it the first corporate robo-advisor that we built?
Second, I think, yeah.
Second.
Was a huge thing for us because 2015 we were not very known. Then Deutsche Bank pushed out the name Fincite everywhere. We had this mutual press conference. They really did a lot of marketing, and suddenly everybody, every corporate came out and said like, hey, what are you doing with Deutsche? We want to know. By that time, I wished more banks would be as progressive as Deutsche by that time was.
The interesting thing is we were connotated with robo-advisory for quite a long time, because of that.
Just because of that, yeah.
And then just over the last years, we shifted that more and more towards really WealthTech investment software. Nice, next one. What is awaiting us? Oh.
This was connected to the Deutsche Bank as well. We were obtaining the Stevie Awards there, which was in the US quite a renowned award, but very new in Germany.
Yeah.
We were a bit surprised, positively, but cool, yeah, why not?
The Stevie Award, yeah. And what I found interesting, and that was the starting point here, was that VC started to belittle us a little bit because they said, no, profitability is not so. Yeah. And nowadays, we celebrate 10 years, whereas look at VC portfolio. Yeah, but you shouldn't be schadenfroh, right? But nevertheless.
There was always the claim we were revenue funded, not VC funded at the very much beginning, which was helping to build trust.
Definitely, yeah. Cool, next one.
Peru. Our dear team there.
Yes. We started with them very early on, yeah. They were always the backbone of technology for us for a long time.
I think this picture was even before we had the first employee in Germany, right? We had like 10 people in Peru. Bruno came to us as employee number 1 in Germany.
I think we owe them a lot.
Yeah, shout out to Peña and Cesar.
Yeah.
And the team.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually, I was not part of that trip. I don't know why.
That was my first.
Your moment.
My second or first trip, I don't know, but it was a very early trip. Actually, in the center of the picture, the guy with white shirt is the former economy or production minister of Peru. The funny story behind this is that within a very short amount of time, we became one of the largest employers of the university talent in Arequipa.
And I think what I remember is that it created a moment of proudness for the team there because they were not aware of themselves that how significant that actually is. But tell the chicken story. Why is there a chicken in the back? You want to tell it?
I have to sing it in the press, and it's like, why did we leave the chicken there? The chicken was basically a signal for deployment. So when we rang it,
you were pulling the chicken, then
it screams a bit and
it makes a noise or something.
Exactly. And we had deployment. I know in this trip we hired like 6 or 7 people alone in this trip. There. This was really like all the days we had meetings for hiring people on site. Some worked in Germany for some time. So
lived in Germany as well, yeah.
This was a long part of the history, and for us it was really crucial to have this team set up now, and it was a great start at the beginning to have this big Peru team of developers, then our team on site, be able to develop the product and the customer solutions. That was helpful.
Next one.
The conferences.
Oh, conferences. Yeah.
I think 2015, 2016, there were so many notions in the market. Like we had so many big visions there. Every customer will have a financial home, gets automated advice with robo kind of technology inside.
I think we established thought leadership very early on. So
Yeah.
I think that's also something that we are, as Fincite, being perceived as a thought leader in that field. And I think what changed was by that time we were invited into conferences, and now we more and more are also doing our own conferences and setting a mark there.
And I fully agree. And I think what was really for me the big takeaway from that time is that that at the end you need to build for the customer today. I think this was a big takeaway.
Looking back, we were 5, 6, 7 years ahead of the market in terms of thought leadership. But
Which sounds good, but isn't.
Yeah, I think in product shipping you need to be like 6 months, at most 1 year ahead of what is actually demanded in the market. I always say have the heads in the clouds, but the feet on the ground. Yeah. Next one. Oh, that was Team Germany already. Was growing. Yeah.
Sailing trip at the Bodensee. Finally started to build a team here in Germany. It really was, Peru I think was like already like 10, 15 people before we hired the first one in Germany.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, it was a very conscious decision for us to also go Frankfurt based. Because we said our focus was never B2C, always B2B enterprise. We wanted to see as many portfolios as possible. That was our North Star metric, remember, by that time. We wanted to see as many portfolios as possible and wanted to have closeness to proximity to our client base. And so Frankfurt was a very conscious decision. Next one?
Next one.
Nice. That was 2019, I think. Yeah. We had one ABN AMRO as a client. And we presented our software, our product at Finovate in London. That was the first time that we really had this sort of international market perception and the feeling of it's also working on an international basis. Yeah.
But also German banks were quite slow. And I always say afterwards that we needed the international banks or international customers because the Germans had a certain mindset, except for Deutsche by that time and some other, but very limited number of banks. We always heard at the beginning, you're too small. Yeah, and the Dutch were very much like, let's go. Was a great cooperation from the beginning. And today, a customer close to our heart.
Yeah. But if you look back, 2019, we saw a lot of, I would not say technological debt, but in banks, there is still very old technology use. And I think even today, we still have the same perception.
Yeah.
Right? I think there's still so much to do in banks nowadays.
Yeah.
And there was also much to do in banks by that time.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the business case. Yeah.
We always felt late. We always felt like, we need to be faster, we need to be faster. And then we found out over the years that everything didn't change as fast as we thought. So be faster, banks.
Exactly. Be slower, startup. No. It's not working this way, right?
No. We should lower the ambition.
Now we're getting into new times already. Yeah. I think maybe in between, why also don't we have so many pictures? Because there was the COVID. Then we had this Ukraine situation, right? From Peru, we migrated more and more team into Ukraine. Yeah. This was also affecting us. I think that were quite hard years. Yeah. Not in terms of revenue, but really in terms more of management, and
In the 15, 20 years now that I do this kind of work, I would say COVID and Ukraine and everything which happened in between was the most dynamic year. We started 2020 with this huge pipeline of customers, many big corporates we hired into the market. We were really convinced this will be a really, really great year.
And also we started internationalizing, right? And travel was suddenly not possible. Yeah. And all these uncertainties that there were.
We need a picture for the COVID time because it was like, for me it was like a tunnel. We need
just
to
an empty
pass.
Office.
Just an empty office, nothing there. Yeah, but I have pictures from that. I have pictures from that. So just an empty office, and we needed to go through this tunnel, I think. And at the end, it forced us to do the right decisions.
Please squeeze in an empty office in the video. Yeah. The interesting thing, I mean, universities, especially in Germany, but also elsewhere, they prepare you very good for a lot of things that basically you encounter in your entrepreneurial life. Yeah. But these were things that you were, at least I felt totally unprepared.
Totally.
Yeah. But then this is Fincite rebranding.
Yeah. I think it's a testament also of Paul joining us about his influence on us.
But also on focusing really on sales as our core product.
Yeah.
And I think this really contributed a lot to the growth and success that we have in the market.
Yeah.
It was this very clear focus on what we do, and that also reflected in the claim. So we're simplifying wealth. And, I think we're successful in doing so. Why not take it as a claim for the whole company?
Yeah, I think now if you look back at 10 years, it feels like a different company. It's really product-centric, customer-centric, purely on the advice experience that advisors can create with our software. Well, at the beginning, and this applies to whole fintech, I think at the beginning, everybody was just like digital investments. And everybody was like almost the same. And now everything got narrowed and our focus got very much clearer. And that's why I think also almost 10 years after starting, this was crucial to do this rebranding, to really illustrate to the world we are at the beginning of a journey and feel like that.
And the success makes me proud, but what also makes me proud is that we as a team, as a founder team, we still stand together. And I think that's also something that you rarely see in the market. We started as the three of us and we're still here, the three of us.
Yes.
And I think that's also exceptional and worth mentioning.
I couldn't recall a major crisis there. So with in between us, I think that's really also something that we always adopted also to situations together as a team.
I think that's the last one already.
The icing on the cake of this year?
Yes, definitely.
Usually I always said awards do not mean so much, and we have several others won over the years. This one was a bit different because it really was fitting to this amazing year. So 2024 was for us.
It's really the cherry on the cake, right? For exceptional growth, really good year.
Many new customers that joined us. And I think we got shortlisted 3 or 4 times. And I always felt like it's okay that we didn't win, but this year it was really good.
Yeah.
I think this is really a transformational step we took with this pure product focus, this pure advisor platform focus.
Absolutely. Strong products, strong client base, strong employee base.
Happy customers.
Happy customers, committed founder team. So that's in a nutshell the journey.
So clear ambition is to build a European champion. So
definitely.
That's the clear way forward. And I guess we will see a lot of effort in this direction from our side. So we are happy for the journey ahead. And
but grateful also for what brought us here.
Transformation.
I would also say change, transformation, something like this. Constant change. It's hard in one word, but I would say so.
Focus, I think, is also
focus and
one
simplification
key word.
also, right? So,
simplification, absolutely,
Good. Then, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.